Well, there are three types of vaccine exemption laws, according to the textbook, Chapter 14, pages 174 to 175. The three exemption laws for vaccines are religious exemption laws, medical exemption laws, and philosophical exemptions. Now, beneficence is an ethical term meaning to act in the best interest of people. Do what you think would be best for the person. Religious exemption laws and philosophical exemption laws don't, at least for me, fall into that. The people who are seeking vaccine exemptions through those two particular laws absolutely believe they're seeking beneficence because they genuinely believe they're acting in the best interest of themselves and the people around them, rather. In reality, that's really not the case because since they are refusing those vaccines for more abstract reasons, it doesn't really it doesn't support the idea of beneficence to me anyway, in my opinion, because it absolutely does more harm than good because of the spread of disease. Now, for medical exemptions, that absolutely is acting in the best interest of the person because a person seeking medical exemptions very, very likely has an issue where if they get that vaccine, they could become seriously ill. They could have an allergic reaction, and it would be worse than them just getting the disease, obtaining that immunity naturally, and moving on from there without having a reaction to anything. Non-maleficence is the ethical principle of do no harm, which, again, religious exemption and philosophical exemption, they do harm. They absolutely do. And again, the people getting those exemptions do not believe that it does harm. They do not. They are getting them because they truly believe that this is the best thing. But unfortunately, it is not. It's those people not getting the vaccination doesn't protect them. It just spreads illnesses. Medical exemptions, however, absolutely fall under non-maleficence because it is the principle to do no harm to somebody. If somebody is going to be medically harmed by getting a vaccine, they should not have to get it. You should not be harmed by something that is meant to help you. And a medical exemption is absolutely a credible, documented way somebody can be hurt by a vaccine, unlike the whole controversy with the MMR vaccine causing autism and the whole conversation about shedding vaccine toxins, where you essentially sweat out vaccine toxins. That's not proven at all. Appropriate reasons for vaccine exemptions. For medical exemptions, I believe medical exemptions are the only appropriate reasons. That could be somebody is too young to receive vaccines, like they're a newborn and they can't get their vaccines yet because their system's not ready for it. If somebody has like a disease or a medication that would react badly with that certain vaccine or a vaccine ingredient, and they could get a drug-to-drug interaction with it, that would be a reason to not vaccinate. Other reasons include a weakened immune system if someone's immunocompromised. Say they've had an organ transplant and they're on immunosuppressors for the rest of their life to avoid organ rejection. They would be a candidate for medical exemption because of that. Or somebody undergoing chemotherapy, or someone who just has an autoimmune disease, such as maybe diabetes or something similar. That would absolutely be a reason to at least try to look into a medical exemption. Another reason is why some people are allergic to ingredients in vaccines. That's, again, 100% a reason to not get vaccinated. Going back to non-maleficence, that person not getting vaccinated would do less harm in the long run than them getting vaccinated, because they acquire the disease, they seek medical attention. In the best case scenario, they seek medical attention, they take care of themselves, they isolate, they don't spread the infection or disease, and they recover, and they have that innate immunity in them. Yes, they were sick, probably very much so, but they did not have any of the other adverse effects that the vaccine may have given them, and they have that immunity. So that's what I believe some appropriate reasons for not receiving vaccines are. Not personal beliefs, not religious beliefs, because those are, to me, too abstract to justify endangering public health. It doesn't really make too much sense to me. I don't believe vaccines are pushed too hard. I think that going to the COVID vaccine, that was pushed a little bit hard because the whole nation was in a panic. That vaccine was definitely rushed. Some people had issues with it, some people didn't. I ended up getting the shot and 2 boosters. I didn't have problems, but I know other people who did. And that's likely because it just wasn't as researched as much as the other vaccines. And it was mandated, it was everywhere, and there was so much controversy around it that I can see why that would make a lot of people skeptical of vaccines and the pharmaceutical companies, that along with the cost of everything, which is not the point of this question. But other than that, other than the COVID vaccine controversy, I believe vaccines are pushed so hard because it is such a huge public safety issue. It is a giant public safety issue, and they've always been kind of pushed hard there. The first vaccine, I'm on page 174 of the textbook here now, was in 1809, and that was for a child getting vaccinated for smallpox. That was a huge breakthrough, and the public and the medical community saw so much success from that everything from there was just so much more. And from then we have all the all the lawsuits and everything, the Jacobson versus Massachusetts, upholding the right of the state to mandate these vaccinations, and the Zook versus King in 1922. That was them deciding that unvaccinated students, they can be legally, constitutionally excluded from school for not being vaccinated. That's in the district of San Antonio, Texas. So that there has always been controversy about vaccines being pushed, vaccines being mandated, bodily autonomy. But in the end, I believe through all the money, through all the late stage capitalism that we're going through in this country, I believe that at the heart of it, it is all about public health, and that is the most important thing to uphold with vaccine mandates and laws. The safety of everybody on a scientifically proven basis, not thoughts and feelings.